Hello everyone, welcome to our new moon session where we are going to activate joy and self-love. I am Crystal from Find Your Road Home, and thank you for joining me outside today. I don't know if you have the ability to go outside, but I just felt very called to put feet to ground, and the best place for me to be able to do that, because my yard is not one of those nicely manicured lawns. So I came out to the park, and a beautiful blue jay led me to this specific location. So I am excited to be here. We are going to start with a quick meditation, followed by a visualization, where we will then pause and journal, and then we will reconvene in my house to do the art and creation part of our activation. Are you ready? Okay, so it is up to you where you do your meditation at. You might want to do it sitting down. You might want to do it lying down. I am going to do mine standing, and I am going to, in my head, probably visualize some music, and because I'll be cutting some music into this. So if I move, don't mind me. Hopefully anyone in the park behind me won't mind. Someone's back there with their dog, someone's playing soccer. So they probably are like, what's that crazy lady doing over at the creek? Well, this is what I'm doing. All right, are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so to begin our meditation, whether you're laying or sitting or standing, I want you to visualize roots growing out of whatever it is that's touching the ground or the surface. So if you're on a bed or a chair, I want you to visualize those roots growing through that surface and then into the ground, okay? So we're visualizing that. I'm gonna sway a little bit because this is just how I roll. All right, so now we're gonna do a few deep breaths. And each deep breath, just to kind of coach you before we go, is we're gonna go a little bit deeper, and we're gonna hold it a little bit longer at the top, and then we're gonna hold it a little bit longer at the bottom, okay? So we're gonna do, let's do 4, ready? So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, final time, inhale, but I want you to tap back into your little roots there. Each time you take a breath in, envision pulling in a little more of that energy from Mother Earth. Let that energy be whatever you want it to be. If you're already a little more spiritual, then maybe it's a white, golden light pulling in. More tapped into the idea of love right now, and Taurus season, and Jupiter, and 5 planets in Taurus. Maybe it's a little more of a green light, so pulling in that energy from Mother Earth. Maybe it's some other color light. Maybe it's rainbow, maybe it's star, maybe it's like a nebula. Whatever it is for you, envision every breath you take in, you're pulling a little more of it into your roots. With each breath in, you're pulling it up, and each exhale out, you're allowing it time to wash over every cell in that area that it just covered. hopefully you're up to around your knees with that light. If it helps you to use your arms to pull it up. If you're lying down, just make sure you're taking deep breaths in, deep exhales out. You need to make noise that might help. We should be about to our hips. That beautiful white, golden, rainbow, whatever light it is for you. For me right now, it's very clear. Mr. Blue Jay is very tactile. Alright, so our root system is good. We're feeling like a tree. Think about a tree and its trunk. Okay, so it has that central axis. We also have a central axis. Along our central axis are chakras, which are just energy centers. And I'm going to call them by name. I'm going to kind of point to their location just to get you kind of used to the idea of where they're at. Talked about them at the last full moon, but I'm not sure everyone was already with us. So let's make sure we're all there together. So we were at our hips with our light energy. And when you get to that tailbone, that's right where your root chakra is. I want you to take that beautiful energy from Mother Earth and wash it over that root chakra. We're going to take a few inhales and exhales here without moving that energy. We're going to let it sit there. And we're going to let it wash over and permeate our root chakra, because our root chakra is the center of safety. And the more we allow that to feel loved, the more safe we can be to move to the next step. Which for me is the beautiful part that we should be tapping into every new moon. So let that energy wash over our root for a moment longer. Right there around your tailbone. You might see some red. If you don't see any color, it's okay. You're not broken. It's all right. You feel warmth. You feel the energy. If you need to, you can get up and move at this point. I found when I started, movement really helped move that energy through my trunk. Okay? Because I'm just learning to be a tree. I'm not ready to be still yet. So I might still need to move and transition between human and tree, right? So our root's good. We're going to move up just a little bit, just below our belly button, to that womb space. That orange energy, whatever color light you've got pulsating up there. Remember, every inhale, pull it in more intense, more vibrant. Every exhale, allow it to wash over every cell in that area. Our sacral is really important right now. That's our creative space. It doesn't matter if we're male or female. This is where all of our great ideas and our creation comes from. 70% of us, this is where we function from. So we really have to feel healthy and safe below so that we can tap into that creation, which is why we're going to do art after this. All right, take one more deep breath. One more deep exhale, let it wash over. All right, let's do a few more deep breaths, and we're going to move up our trunk to our solar plexus. There's so many breaths. At our solar plexus, that's our center. It's really our center of self. So many of us are broken here. Like, this is where we don't have the strength of voice because we don't have a strong enough core. We can actually work on this through workout and exercise, through gut health. Okay, so think about it. I want you to think about the typical American and this obesity problem in this center section and what we have going on here, and why we might have issues with that sacral blockage and that solar plexus. Take more deep breaths. I'm going to wash over this area with beautiful yellow, radiant light. Just a knowingness. We're still pulling that energy from the earth. Okay, it's washing over our own energy, refreshing us. giving us that new for the new moon, those new beginnings. Take another deep breath. This time, if you are standing or sitting, use your arms. Pull up. Exhale, wash over all ourselves. Okay, this time we're gonna inhale, coming up to our heart chakra. I feel like this is the most important one today, although so is the next one. So our heart chakra is all about feeling that love, that unconditional love. We might feel that green energy. Remember, you're inhaling. Don't forget to breathe. Exhale, washing over all ourselves. Green, beautiful love, unconditional. When they say Jesus died for our sins, that's really what they meant. It was just unconditional love, nothing else. He just loved all humans unconditionally. And that's what we need to get back to. So take another deep breath in. Feel that green and that whatever color you wanted swirling together. Deep breath in. One more exhale to wash over all of our heart space area. Let's move to our throat chakra, that's blue. This is where we speak our truth. We have to feel that unconditional love so that we can speak our truth. Our sacral relies on it. It's how we're going to create. So keep taking those deep breaths, allowing that all of that beautiful rainbow colored light at this point to wash over. We're pulling all of that root energy, sacral. So we've got red, orange, yellow, green, up into our blue, swirling around. We're creating this rainbow with my iridescent, sparkly, glittery light. We're just warming up that throat chakra. You need to sing. Channel that blue jay. Let it out. All right, one more deep breath in. Exhale, washing over all our cells. And we're gonna move up to our third eye, right between our eyebrows. Actually, for me, my third eye is over here to the left. That's where I tap into that creative consciousness. That what everyone else is kind of thinking. To me, it's the ant mentality, my third eye. It's not a bad thing. Ant mentality is not a bad thing. It's safe, it's smart, it's efficient. All right, so we're gonna take deep breaths in. That light is an indigo color. Oh, how beautiful. And we're gonna exhale to wash over all of our cells. Beautiful color. In. Exhale out. Some of you may start in the middle and push up on your inhales and exhales. That's fine. Whatever's comfortable for you. And finally, we're at our crown. The crown is the top of your head. You might actually be feeling it this entire time. A little warm. As all that energy moves up, it's like we have this giant rainbow shooting out of the top of our head. Rainbow candle. Shining light for everyone to see. Everyone's imperfections. And how those are perfect and beautiful. And how Jesus just really loved us no matter what, unconditionally, right? And so that crown energy is coming out. Deep breath in. Exhale. Wash it over you as well as pushing it out to more people. One more time. Deep breath in. Pulling that up from the earth, pushing it out. Gorgeous. Somehow all of a sudden the tree was there. Okay, so before we leave this meditation space, we're calm, we're quiet. I want you to trust me for a second. All right? Keep your eyes they're not already closed, close them. We've been outside all this time, meditating, coming to one with Mother Earth. Now, she has something to share with you. I want you, eyes closed, in your mind's eye, look down and to your right. See the door? Open it. See the steps? Take them. There's a railing. You can hold it so you don't fall. There's a light switch if you need it. But I want you to know you got a rainbow shooting out your head. I don't think you need the light switch. So hold on that railing if you need it, because I know some of us might have an issue with stairs. But I also want you to know you can trust. So go down the stairs and you're gonna run into doors. You might only see one door. You might see a bunch of doors. I want you to go to the door that calls to you, not the door that calls that's like, oh, my daughter would like that door. No, don't do that. Do the door that calls to you. And there may only be one, because you can't be trusted to know for sure if you're gonna take it. So universe may only give you one to choose from. So open the door. When you enter that room, notice how cozy it is. It's just exactly the way you'd want it. There's a table in front of you and there's a book. There's a really cozy chair and a light or a window, whatever it is that you would prefer. I want you to sit down, take a look at that book. I don't know if you're gonna hear something or see it. Maybe you'll smell it. Maybe it's not a book. Maybe it's a record player. Maybe it's a cassette player. Maybe it's a computer video. I don't know what it is, but it's a message. And you're supposed to open it up and sit with it for a minute. Take that message in. Flip through the pages of your book. If you're blessed and there's more than one book there, you can check. But my suspicion is they only gave you one. Take in everything you can from that book. The feeling of the pages, the textures, the smells, the sights, the sounds, everything in that book. What is there? Then, once you're done, when you're ready and you're finished looking, and you're done with your book, you can stay here as long as you need. But when you're finished, put the book down. Thank the space. Exit the room, go back up the stairs. Shut the door. Bow. Thank Mother Earth. Thank you, God. Come back to your meditative space. Take another deep breath in. One more time, deep breath in, and this time when you exhale, you're going to send all of that energy back down into Gaia. She's going to take it for us, and then we're going to release our roots. Are you ready? So deep breath in. Exhale, send them down. Extra pushes. Mr. Blue Jay, for this beautiful spot. All right, now I want you to go sit for a moment with a journal, and I want you to write down sights. What did you see? What did you hear? Could you taste? Could you smell? What did you feel? Like, what was the feeling in the space? What did universe want you to get from your book? What positive emotion moving forward What are we supposed to give birth to? Using that sacral space, because we feel safe enough. We know how to root. So now we can give birth to something new and beautiful that the world needs, that speaks our truth, comes from a place of unconditional love, and is us, truly us. So make notes of it, and when you're ready, come back, because we're going to use that word or phrase that you come up with to make our project, okay? So I recommend, as you Google and you do things, try to funnel it down into a word or phrase, and then look that up in the dictionary, and be ready, because we're going to use that information for our art project, okay? So enjoy your journaling. Thank you for joining me on my adventure in meditation and visualization. I hope that it was helpful, and again, thank you, Mr. Blue Jay. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, now that we're finished journaling and we have identified our word and we're ready to set our intention, do you have your art supplies? You need paper, you need paint, markers, pen, whatever you can come up with. I have various things that I'm going to show you here in my house, okay? Super excited about it. Are you ready? You have your word? All right, let's go. Okay, so here you'll see that I have my paper ready to go. I have my paint, and I'm gonna start first by just writing my word all over my paper. What was your word? So my word I came up with was adoration. Adoration is just really loving. I'm trying to get rid of the word envy. And I really felt like adoration was the opposite of that. You can use different colored markers if you'd like. I highly recommend before you get started that you kind of pick out your paint, coordinate yourself, because this may be something you want to hang up and look at over and over and over. This marker, if you're using marker or pen, if you can, you want it to be not water soluble. Oftentimes Sharpies work, but sometimes those run. These are just generic markers from Dollar Tree, or excuse me, Five and Below. And they do not run in water. They're awesome. All right, so we set our intention. Now we're ready to play with some paint. How's yours? Here's mine. If you want to use your painting from the last time and cover that up, you can do that too. All right, so how do we do the next part? Well, it's up to you. You can get multiple brushes for your different colors of paint, and you can paint the word all over. You decide how you want to do it. We're gonna start with one layer, pause, let it dry, come back, do our next layer. Make sense? All right, let's go. So I'm just gonna go like this. Get a nice coat on there. You might be like, then what am I gonna do? And I'm gonna write in it. Take my word. See? Awesome. Do I have to use all the same color at one time? No. I didn't bring water with me. So I'm just trying to use up my paint. You want to try to use different fonts. Maybe abbreviate your word. Maybe write it upside down. Maybe use your paint to make the word instead of writing in the paint. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Just put some paint. Get it off my brush. Get off my leg. Next color. I think for this one, I'm going to write with it. Before you do too much of that, you might want to let things dry. It is not supposed to be neat and clean. It is supposed to be messy. It's supposed to have mistakes. It's supposed to have misspellings. It's just really supposed to have your energy of that word and how you feel about it. Okay, so let that dry. While we wait for that painting to dry, let me show you another option. So maybe you don't have art paper. Maybe you just have like junk mail, something from the trash. Here I have a map that I have torn out of a book, out of an old atlas that a library will no longer use. But maybe you have something that is already kind of pretty. So what we do is we take our word and we're gonna write letters on our page. That's what I'm doing right now, block letters. Thank you, cheerleading. Okay, so I'm gonna get this all out, adoration. I wish I had picked a shorter word, and I hope I spelled it right. All right, so I drew my block letters, and then now I'm gonna use paint that is actually a paint sample from painting in my house. Yes, you could use house paint for this project. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna paint around my letters that I just made. Okay, the best that I can, because we're doing this quick, right? Obviously, if you want to make it pretty and take more time, then you're just gonna go off camera and you'll not do it as along with this. I'm just outlining my letters first so that I can come in and be like massive messy and getting around all the edges. All right. faster. Just for the sake of demonstrating. See how I'm outlining those letters? Okay, so that makes sense, right? And then when we're finished, we'll just come back in and we'll go all around those letters, cover around them. This actually is gonna be super cool. And I'll have this really neat word art with my word by outlining it in paint. Oh, let's get that little A in there. Okay. I think this is enough to give you the general idea. And so what I'll end up with is a really big picture of the word adoration. On my map or my junk mail or whatever I use. Like seriously, do you have an atlas in your car still? Do you use that atlas? Because most of us don't. Most of us use our GPS, good old Siri. So go out there, grab yourself a map. Pick your favorite state and then write your word on it like I just did. Here, let's go like this so you can see it, the whole picture. Adoration. That didn't work out well, did it? Ado, rat, ion. Okay. Adoration. Now, let's talk about the one that we had from yesterday. So I've got this beautiful mess here with all my scribbles on it, all my adoration scratched in. So what am I gonna do? Honestly, I wanna do exactly the same thing that I just did on my map. But I wanna do it with adoration because how much I love that word. And I'm gonna do it a little bit different because I now see that ado, rat, and ion is not how I wanna see it. So maybe I'm gonna shorten my word. And I'm gonna do, and maybe I need a black marker. And I'm gonna do the word adore. I'll use a paint pen. All right, adore. I made my A too big. Same concept. Okay, so we're just gonna paint around it. You're like, but I'm painting over some of my beautiful scratchies. It's okay, they'll still be there. Because it's texture. Your scratchies will still be there in texture. So I'm painting around, again, I'm just painting around those letters that I wrote on my page. I'll come back later, clean it up when it's dry, add marker outlines, things like that, to around the letter to make them stand out and pop. We're not gonna do all that together, we don't have time for that. This is just supposed to be a fun little exercise that we can then hang in our office or in our studio, in our bathroom, on our refrigerator, wherever we need to hang it. Okay? All right. I think you can see, without me putting the outlines yet, I think you get the gist. Oh, I need that middle of the O. There we go. And again, like I said, I would come in and clean this up with some paint pen to finish it off. But either way, I have a door with all my little adorations in there. See how the scribbles come out underneath? There's just so much energy in that. And then there again is the one
didn't have to do as much effort. So we're just gonna take that word and we're gonna focus on it, okay? All right.
And friends, that's it. That is how we are going to activate our joy and our self-love today. Thank you for joining me on this, really my first adventure in attempting to do meditation, visualization, and creation all in one. Thank you and have a blessed day.